Hi guys, in this episode of Great Decay, I'm gonna be continuing with my reaction to ATEEZ's recent album, The World EP.1 Movement. We've checked out the first 3 songs of the album, obviously excluding the title track, which we checked out in a different video. So now we're left with the last 2 songs of the album, which is Where Do I Go and New World. And so far, I mean, I don't even know what to say about the album. It hasn't been bad or anything, it's just that it hasn't been that interesting, I guess, is one way to describe it. I feel like, I don't even remember, what was the last album that they did that I really enjoyed? I think, I enjoyed at least one of the B-sides of the Deja Vu album, but I think the last album of theirs that I really enjoyed was, Zero Fever Part 1, the one which was which had Inception as the title track. That one had so many, like pretty much every song of that album is like a 10 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed it. But unsurprisingly, the album that ATEEZ released this year, just like most other albums that I've checked out from my favorite groups, hasn't been their best. There has been some interesting stuff, and the songs are catchy, but I feel like the biggest thing that I have against the album so far is that it doesn't really feel super interesting or super distinct. It's not bad, but I guess I kind of expected more. But again, unsurprisingly, this year, there's just been some weird vibes with my favorite groups in K-pop. So yeah, hopefully maybe we're gonna get at least one really good song in the last 2 songs, which we're gonna be checking out. Yeah, I really hope so, because for the 2 other groups which I really love, like Dreamcatcher and Stray Kids, when I checked out their albums, there was at least one song that actually felt like what I wanted from this album as a whole, in Stray Kids' case being the song Freeze, and Dreamcatcher being Starlight, I think it was. Those 2 songs were really good, and honestly better than the title track, so there's that. So hopefully we're gonna get something like that in this as well, but there's only one way to find out whether that's gonna be the case. So without further ado, let's get into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, kinda like where this song is going. I think I kind of realized what my issue with this album is, but I kind of want to keep it for after the song, but that's what I'm gonna do. This song definitely has its enjoyable qualities, just like the other song, but even this one is not really it. And I can tell you why, but again, I'll tell you once the song is done. Okay, so I think I figured out what my issue is with this album. I feel like the songs kind of don't justify their own existence. What I mean by that is that it feels like they really didn't have like a goal or a purpose when they were making the song. And I feel like, yeah, that might be kind of like a big criticism, but I don't know, it kind of feels like your typical K-pop B-side, where it only exists to fill space. That's kind of what I mean. I don't mean that the group doesn't put effort into their music or whatever. I just mean that for this particular album, it doesn't really feel like there's much direction or purpose behind all of these songs. I guess maybe The Ring kind of had some direction going behind it. That's why I kind of find it really interesting. But none of the other ones, even as good as they are, because like they're not bad songs, but they do not really feel like they need to exist. You know, that's I think the best way I can actually describe it. The songs just don't feel like they need to exist. Like they do not justify their own existence. Because like this one is honestly probably the most egregious of the bunch. I don't hate it or anything, but I don't know, it just didn't really feel particularly engaging or particularly exciting. It just felt kind of there, and I feel like in general just there wasn't much going for it. Like, at least um, Sector 1 and Cyberpunk kind of had the aesthetic of the title track going for them, and The Ring had its own thing, which was a slow hip-hop-ish kind of track. But this one is just there. And yeah, usually you might have a song like that in an album, but I feel like the album as a whole kind of has this kind of quality to it where it just feels like it's there, but it doesn't really need to be there, you know? Hopefully you guys are not gonna fucking hate me and dislike the video just because I feel like this, because I love ATEEZ. Hell, in my reaction to the title track, I said they might have dethroned Stray Kids this year for the best song out of the bunch. But yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about this song. I guess the title of it fits because it doesn't really feel like the song knows where it wants to go. It just kind of aimlessly goes on, and it's not bad again. I do like that Yosang had a decent sized part in the beginning, that was a plus. But yeah, there's just not much going for it. So, now we have one more song. I really hope that at least that one is gonna be really good. I mean, otherwise it would mean that The Ring was the most interesting song of the album, which I guess I'm okay with because I do feel like it's gonna grow on me, but goddamn, that would be kind of like my least favorite ATEEZ album easily. Because even in their earlier albums, which I haven't really went out of my way to listen to all of the songs, I feel like there was still at least like 2 or 3 songs per album that were pretty enjoyable based on the amount of ATEEZ songs that I listened to in my free time. So yeah, I don't know. I guess let's just get into the final song. Oh wait, I forgot to give it a rating. Just kind of how I almost forget that this song exists, or will forget that this song exists. So, I don't know, I guess I'm going to go with an 8.2 out of 10. The reason why it's slightly higher than The Ring, despite the fact that I said that The Ring is more interesting, is because this one was slightly more energetic. And that, I guess, counts for a lot for me, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. But again, for The Ring, I said that it has the potential and likelihood of getting actual 10 out of 10 once I listen to it a couple of more times. So it is kind of still the better song, even rating-wise, but yeah, this one just kind of felt a little aimless. But yeah, we still have one final song to check out, so let's get into the New World in 3, 2, 1. Why is it so much English? What the hell? Okay, this song actually feels kind of like ATEEZ. Okay, I actually kind of like this one. Okay. Kind of like how there were like, I feel like it sounded like there were like two layered voices in that chorus bit there. I really enjoyed that about it. It sounded like somebody else was singing with Jongho. I don't know if it's him, his voice kind of layered or whatever, but it sounded like two people singing. I actually kind of like the fact that this song is actually in English. For the well, not really fully in English, but it does feel like it's like 60% in English. Also, Youngkra and Woyeon getting the chorus? Damn. Wish that could happen in a title track. Damn! That might have been one of the fastest rap verses by Mingi. That was kind of cool. Okay, I guess we have another song of this album that was actually really, really interesting. And I feel like I might actually genuinely listen to this one. I actually thought the song was going to end like 10 seconds ago, but it didn't. Okay. See, this is kind of what I wanted from this album. Like a very impactful and a very distinct song that still lyrically fits the theme of the album. You know? It doesn't necessarily have to fit it sound-wise. I don't understand why some K-pop fans are so flippin' addicted to having cohesion in the album in terms of the songs flowing from one to the other in terms of their sound. I personally don't give two shits about that. I don't care. I care actually if you make it too cohesive to the point where the songs sound the same. And that's why I actually really like this song and The Ring so much. Because they're the most distinct and impactful and memorable song of this album. And even though I still would rank them lower than most other ATEEZ songs that I actually listen to on a regular basis, I still kind of like these two songs here because they are easily the most memorable, the most interesting, and the most impactful. I guess whenever I listen to an album in K-pop, I'm looking for impactfulness. I don't care whether it's cohesive, whether the songs flow into one another in terms of the theme of the album or whatever. I don't care. I just want good music, and that usually means impactful music where every single song is distinct and individual, but still very good. And in the case of this album, The Ring and New World are the only two songs that actually feel like they're trying something different from the title track while still going for the theme of the album as a whole. And that's why I like them. I do like how this one is actually very quite extensively in English. I kind of wish they committed to it fully. I think that would have made it a little better. Because right now it just kind of feels like weirdly 60% English, but still having some Korean in it. I don't know, it just kind of feels weird. But it is a decently enjoyable song. I do kind of like the vibe that it has, that it's kind of like a hopeful vibe. It's kind of cool, it's kind of interesting, but I feel like the catchiness could be a little better there. So in terms of a rating, I think I am similarly going to give it an 8.2 out of 10. It kind of feels like it is at the same level, with potential, I guess, to be a little bit more, but I feel like it's less than it was for The Ring, because The Ring, I feel like, just is one of those songs which just gets better with more listens, like ATEEZ is The Leaders, for example. I feel like it's a very hard song to get into, so it took several listens, and that's kind of how The Ring was. Whereas this one is exactly what it says on the tin. So yeah, I don't know. I do enjoy it, but I'm still overall kind of disappointed with this album. So yeah, I'm trying to be not be super negative or critical, because I myself don't like when I watch other YouTubers' videos and they shit on the thing that I love. So hopefully you guys are not gonna dislike the video just because I don't really like this album. It just happens, you know. This year my favorite groups are just not it for me, which is fine. It doesn't always have to be exactly what I wanted, and there have been plenty of other artists who have picked up the slack, so it's fine if my favorite groups have an off year for me. But yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think about these songs? Comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about it. Also, before ending this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 6 patrons on Patreon. Omari Bridgman, Deadpool, August Dice, Corby Dead, Drew, and Gacha Foxy. Thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you've decided to support me and have continued to support me such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not know, that will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do. That being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman. I'm not quite sure at the moment, and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people, but that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country with a family that won't really accept the fact that I'm trans if they found out, there is not really a feasible or easy way for me to transition here with minimal repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything, so if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's fine, don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me out get out of this situation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the links in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Coffee account where you can pledge support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!